All right, guys. So this morning, well, let me back up. Last night, me and my wife went out to Lowe's and got me some more lime, and I actually picked up some small bags of starter fert, some stay green, which is over there on the porch there. So I'm going to put this down just to try to boost up this grass just a little bit more from where it's at. We've had rain for 2 days, so I'm gonna have to water it in. But this morning, first thing, went to got the spreader, my old Scott's Awesome Turf Builder Edge Guard Mini. This is my second one. Remember, my first one broke and the little thing in the middle came off. So my dad had one and it was the exact same model. And I was like, cool, thanks, Dad. And guess what, guys? The exact same thing happened. The little thing in the middle is gone and it's basically broken. So what we've done, you can see behind me and Sarah Jane, the little one, just got back, and after looking online at the beautiful Earthways, Lesco's, is it Chapin? We've decided to go with the Scott's Elite here. So we're gonna give that a try. Not making it a big deal, but we're gonna try this thing out and see what happens. What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another video. Today, guys, I got a couple things I want to talk to you about. The first thing we're going to get into is talking about something I just purchased that you may want to consider for your lawn. I've been looking at this product on the GCI website for some time now, and wife was sitting next to me and she's like, hey, let's try it out. And it's because of the second thing, which we're going to talk about, that we purchased this product. So we're going to go over that, and I want to show that to you and what I'm going to be using in some of my applications this year, from time to time, because of the quantity I bought. We'll get into that. I'll share with that what that is. And the main portion of this video, guys, that I want to talk about is what I led up to last video, which is talking about here with my new GCI fescue. We're growing, we're still germinating, we're still growing that baby grass right now. But last year, before the planting season in July, my yard, as I mentioned in the last video, my yard was looking great all the way up until the end of June into July. And in July, when it really got into the 90s, it was getting hot. I was gone. I didn't get to water when I wanted to. We had vacations. My yard just got fried by the sun. So I really began to examine, what did I do wrong that my yard really burned out and my new fescue just kind of shriveled up and died? And there's two main reasons why. And as I turn it around, I'll just show you guys. You can see how thin it is. I mean, we're planting grass right now, so we've got baby grass growing, and you guys can see just how thin it is. And that is because we did use a dethatcher on it. We did thin it out before the planting process, but you can see how thin it was. And if you go back and look at May, June videos that I posted, even, you know, before that, man, the yard was looking absolutely phenomenal. And then July came and just really wrecked it. And you can see all the thinning there. And you've seen it in my past several videos this year. That's what we want to talk about today. So I hope that will interest you. We're going to go inside for a minute. I want to show you something that I just purchased through GCI, and then I want to show you a soil test from last year, which will lead into our second part of the video. Thank you so much for joining. If you're new, please subscribe. We'd love to have you. Right down below, it's free, no cost to you. If you're into the lawn, you're into seeing other people working their lawn, what may be good for you to try, what may not be good for you to try. We do it all here, to be honest with you. So we'd love to have you along. Thank you to any of the new subscribers from last video. Thank you guys so much. As I mentioned to you guys before, I'm continuing to pray every morning, Lord, is this YouTube thing something you want me to continue to do or not? And so I'm just going to continue to make the videos as we do stuff in the lawn until he says otherwise. So thank you so much for joining. Let's head inside. I want to show you a product, and then we'll get talking about this backyard and how it thinned out so much. So let's go. All right, guys, so we're here in the house. I was going to set up the tripod, and it's just getting too complicated, so we'll just hold it and do it this way. So the product that I wanted to show you that I finally have purchased from Pete, that I've been looking at for months and months and months, is Pete's Natural Additive. If you've not been familiar with this, then this is something Pete talks about all the time, and I'm like, Pete talks about how great this is, and there's a lot of science behind this. this product, but Pete will tell you there's only like 3 of the biostimulants that Pete talks about you can't add this into because of pH and all of the scientific parts of it. But he talks about how this natural adjuvant, it allows him to use less rates on his RGS, on his liquid fertilizers, on his fungicides, on herbicides, all because of the natural adjuvant. If you've not researched it, I would highly advise you to research it. It does come with a pH meter, which is not made for, outside stuff, but it comes with a Hanna pH meter there that you can kind of see with the tip cap on there. I just found out there's a cap on there. You can see some of the solution that's dried on there. But I was attempting to use it yesterday, and Pete, once you buy this product through it, Pete will send you a PDF, and the PDF goes into how to use it, what you want to use it on, what not to use it on. Now, I'm not a scientist, you guys know. Excuse me, spit in the throat. You guys know I'm not a scientist. That this product does a lot to basically aid in what I've gained from it and how I view it is, number one, it's just good for the plant. It opens up the plant to absorb the product that you're throwing down more efficiently, more quickly, and it adds the good stuff to the plant just to allow it to kick in quick. Meaning if it's the rate on RGS, for example, is between 3 and 6 ounces per 1,000 square feet, according to Pete, you can basically put down 2 or 3 ounces per 1,000 square feet, add in your natural adjuvant, and it goes into the plant. The adjuvant gets on the plant, sticks to it, it opens up, quote, the windows of the plant and allows the product to basically be absorbed by the plant quickly and take effect quickly. And he says he's so impressed with it, he puts it in every single application of liquid product he puts on his lawn, except for the 3 where pH is an issue. So what I can tell you so far, I was going to use it yesterday. What I've learned is that you do have to, what's the word? I was going to say calibrate the pH meter. Now that's something I wasn't aware of, but as I pulled up the PDF, it was a little more complicated than I thought. There's these little, if you get it, watch the videos, follow the videos exactly to the T. Me and my wife did it after she came home and it worked fine. So, but it was annoying when I thought I could just turn on the meter, put it in the tank, add the little salt to lower the pH. It's not that simple. You do have to calibrate the meter, get that right. There's these little solutions that they give you with the meter that you have to dip it in to calibrate it. It is pretty, it can be pretty annoying. Let me just put it that way. There are certain products you don't want to add it to. But otherwise, Pete said, put this in there. It makes your product basically more effective in a greater measure. Like having Mike Tyson in your corner is what he said, his words. But basically, it makes your product even greater effective in the lawn, and it makes your lawn even better. So I'm excited about that. I will let you know when I use it, when I test it, what I think. Is it worth it? Do I see a difference? I bought this little teeny 8-ounce bottle. This right here, guys, I believe if my wife is not, she corrected me yesterday, it's about $30. And this is literally 8 ounces. So if you're interested, go to Pete's website, gciturfacademy.com. I believe I will show that down here below in text. And make sure you go and pick up your own bottle if you're curious and want to try it out. All right, guys, so that's all we'll talk about as far as the, let me adjust this a little bit, as far as the natural adjuvant. If you are interested in that, absolutely go out and try it out. I'm excited to try it out. I think it's only going to help green up the yard, make everything more effective in the yard. So I'm very anxious to see what that's going to look like. So let's get into the second part of another reason why I bought that product. Well, Mr. Ferguson, why did you buy this? Just because you wanted to test it? Yeah, sort of. But also because of what happened this past summer, just a couple months ago in July. My yard got wrecked by the sun. Of course, I told you guys we had a family emergency with my wife's mom. We were gone for a week, also on vacation, so I wasn't here, I wasn't watering. But even if I was here and was regularly doing my watering, guys, I don't believe that would have made a difference in what happened in my lawn whatsoever. And just to kind of quickly recap what we're talking about. What are you talking about? What happened to your lawn? I had a beautiful, beautiful fescue. You know, we did the whole backyard, guys, from scratch. It was completely smoked off, as Pete says. and we had brand new GCI turf type tall fescue back here, and it looked great all the way up until July. And then it's like the 90s came and my lawn just could not take it, and it just began to thin out. Now, one of the main reasons is the sun, obviously, and the heat. That's one reason, but there's another thing that popped up, and that is that I never went back and applied fungicide. So I know, without a shadow of a doubt, I know that I had gray leaf spot, the little legions on the leaf blades, because I still see the remnants of it, even until when we were doing our seeding not too long ago. So disease was eating away at some of the blades. So that's one thing, it was eating away at the blades. So not only do you have disease in the lawn that's eating away at it, now you've got brutal heat coming down. And then the third factor is something that I found out the other day. I was like, huh, well, that's the answer. So a combination of disease, heat, and what I'm going to tell you right now. I was looking at Pete's. Now, I've got a coworker. He's actually on GCI's plan. I am not. Technically, I'm on the Lawn Care Nuts plan, but he was gracious enough to share some information with me, and I was reading through it. And as I was reading through Pete's notes, right here under fertilizers, look right here. I'm going to hold it up to the camera. You'll notice right here, guys, if I can get that in there nicely, there we go, that you'll notice what I was reading is under fertilizers. Look right there under the NPK. You'll notice that it says K, potassium, equals stress relief. So we always talk about nitrogen, we talk about the phosphorus, and we talk about potassium. That's the big macronutrients, right? So as I go back, I want to post something right here on the screen. I'm going to put it right here. And you can see this is my soil test. This is the soil test that I did before July, way before July. I did it sometime in the spring. Now notice what I'm the absolute lowest on, and that would be the potassium. Potassium is super low, that much out of everything else. Nitrogen's not even average, but the potassium is super low. Well, what did we just read on this paper? That potassium equals stress relief. So if you are like me and you had a brutal summer where the lawn just got kicked by the heat and everything, I would challenge to go back, and if you didn't do a soil test, my advice to you would be that you probably, like me, had a potassium deficiency in your lawn. That was our problem. Super, I think you said that you had that issue, and several others that had commented. I believe that in the combination of disease, brutal heat, and lack of potassium in the yard, that's what caused our lawn to just fade away and just get destroyed this season. You know, nitrogen, green and grow. That's why we want nitrogen in our yard. The phosphorus is for root development. That's why our starter fert, the middle number is normally 28, 26. That's why we put down starter fert when we seed, because it's root development for the phosphorus. And then the last number is potassium. Well, what do we have? If you go right now and look up Yard Mastery Summer Blend, some of the Scott's one that put out a summer blend, what do you see? It's like 0028. Well, why is that? Ta-da! Stress relief, summer heat, stress relief. The point is, number one, fungicide, fungicide, fungicide. If you have disease in the June, July time frame, you need to be on top of it. If you're a fescue guy like me, what I've learned, what I'm working on this year is maintaining. I'm planting the GCI Cool Blue. I'm hoping it's going to look just as beautiful as my GCI seed will. It's definitely slower to come up, that's for sure. But once it does come up, what my goal is to maintain it properly this year. And the main thing that I didn't do is, number one, fungicide. We need to stay on top of it, especially when we're getting into those summer months. Number two, we know the heat's coming. We need to stay on irrigation. We need to get our water. We need to be watering it. That's where a difference maker is going to come in. And number three, we need to make sure we have potassium in our ground, and we need to be doing soil tests. You need to do a soil test around the April, May time frame, guys. Put that on your calendar right now. Stop the video, hit pause, go and say, I need to do a soil test in April, May, because that's when it's going to tell you where you're at on your nitrogen, on your big three, your N, your P, and your K. And you're going to see if your K is low and you're headed into your summer months, you're going to struggle again. You're going to waste money, all the seed, all the work that we've done. You could possibly allow the sun to burn it out again. Don't let disease take it. Don't let the heat take it by not watering, and don't let your own self allow it to be destroyed by not providing it with the potassium that it needs for the stress relief. long story short, sorry for the long video, but I know this is news you guys are wondering. Me and Super have talked about it in the comments. Man, what on earth happened? Hey, and Super was telling me he's up in Jersey. I had the same thing happen to my lawn that happened to yours, Mr. Ferguson. Well, here we go. This video is for me, but also for you guys to document what do we need to do differently this year. Number one, be on top of your fungicide. Propiconazole is not that expensive. Go to doyourown.com. You can buy concentrated bottles of propiconazole or Cleary's 3336 if I'm not mistaken, which is also a great fungicide. Watering, make sure we're watering. I know I'm harping on the same things, but I want to beat it into you. I want you to write it down and say, this is what we need to do this year. And then number 3, potassium. I just ordered, right now, you can go on Yard Mastery with Lawn Care Nut, his company, and they have a sale on the Summer Blend Fertilizer, which is 0028 Summer Blend Fertilizer. What's the 28? Ta-da! Potassium, right? Exactly what we need. Grab you a bag, grab you 2 bags, put it in your shed, put it away. When it comes June, then start throwing that stuff out. Let it get in your soil, get that potassium in, build up the stress relief in your plant so we don't have a summer like we had this past summer. You out. I hope that makes sense. I don't like these just talking, not walking around the yard videos, but as I said, let me hold this up while I talk. As I said, you can tell how thinned out my yard is just based on, you know, right now. And even though I've planted GCI seed and it's slowly coming about, it's taking its time to grow. And really, if you look at the Carbon X, you look at the starter ferts, you don't get a lot of potassium out of those fertilizers, and that's why we do soil tests, because it can tell us where we're deficient. And right here, I'm deficient in potassium. It was telling me, guys, that's what I was telling my neighbor. My soil test, when I did that in March or April, was telling me at that time, you're deficient here, you're at 13, the minimum you want to be at is the 38, and it told me that, but I didn't listen. And I thought, oh, no big deal. Well, now that we know what N, P, and K truly stand for, green and grow, root development, and stress relief, that's where you need to target and get your soil right. So do the soil test. It's not a waste of money. It's not a pain. All you do is get scoops of dirt, put it in, send it. They'll give you the results. So do your soil test. Do your soil test. Thank you guys so much for watching. I didn't get any pictures that I know of for this video, but again, if you're interested in sending in your beautiful new lawns that you guys have been hard at work on, send them to @MrFergusonLawn on Twitter, Facebook. I will try to save them. I will try to throw them in the video here to show off your hard work. Thank you so much. We had Maria the last video. Go check her pictures out. And then, you know what, as I went back and read it, I didn't really say much. Maria, it's looking great. It's so thick and lush. Your pictures are great. I'm sure you've already been cutting it and it's looking gorgeous. So excellent job. Keep it going, keep it healthy, and thank you. I can't remember the new subscribers, but I remember you guys. I see in the notifications. Thank you so much for subscribing. I hope videos like this one, I know they're kind of boring and not as fun to get out into the yard and get down in the grass and look at it, but this is stuff that I need to know, that I'm learning, and I just want to pass that on to you so that we can all be successful together. It's all about being successful, as well as praying and saying, Lord, please give me the wisdom and to know how to manage this grass and what to do and how to do it properly. So I hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy the midweek video. I hope it encourages you. I hope it helps you. And again, let's attack this thing. Let's pray that germination will hurry up, because I do not have the patience. I can't believe it's this slow. But it's the baby grass is coming. The next video we may show the first mow, I hope. Thank you guys so much. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you in the next video.